gonna be over fall break, because when the LEDs, it impacts how big it comes across, so he needs to move some back. He'll be doing that over fall break.
We have as many as we keep things going.
Moving drums.
There you go. So, yes.
I was very fortunate to get one of these cans.
Oh, good.
My camera just turned off. It wouldn't turn back on. And they are amazing. The kids were saying, I can see it now.
Oh no.
Aww. That they can't see.
So it makes a big difference.
Big.
Good, I'd like to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Mrs. Green was the one who did the research on that. We just made sure that we were able to get them together, so that was a good thing. So, and hopefully that, you said that they read, the new ones should read with the laptops.
Yeah,
So,
the new laptops that we're phasing in from the district, they'll be able to be Wi-Fi, so the teacher's laptop will turn into a tablet, and it will then read to the projector, so they can be anywhere in the room with their computer.
so we're trying to be up to date too.
How?
How?
The laptop has and the projector has the Wi-Fi in it. Has a little sensor in there to read to your connectivity. The only downside on the laptops is if you want to use your dock camera, because that cord is not in the Wi-Fi capability, you have to put the dock camera.
I think yours is though. Because yours has Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Mine?
Yep, yours has Wi-Fi. Yeah. Because when I bought it,
I just figured out how to go through the computer the other day so I could switch back and forth through this Gen Pilot. I was like, there's a program that goes with it.
yeah, there's a program that goes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, should have told you about that.
No, it's my fault. I'm supposed to be technologically inclined.
There you go. So
They're
that's,
amazing, thank you.
that's getting in, and we're getting those going. Back to school night. Let's see, we'll review. Anybody have any questions, comments, complaints, fabulous things to say? Anything?
That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Anybody? No?
I think it was more for the.
It was,
It was hot. I wish we could have.
July.
And as soon as everyone left, it got so cold in there. We were all like shivering, cleaning up.
PTO guys, there is a fan, a big box fan. If you get Shane to bring it out for you, it would probably help you at that table. We did that one year.
That would be great.
We know about that.
Yes,
But that
there is a big box
very
fan.
nice to
Yes.
So anybody,
Put that in the meeting minutes. I think it still exists and it's still working.
anybody in here order the box kits? Any complaints? Anything?
No,
Okay.
wish I would have done it from kindergarten instead I started last year.
Well, this year they're the ones, so last year we tried a different company. This year we went back to the company from the year before, and
Yeah, much better. The stuff that was
Yeah.
there was much better.
I think it was, we got the name brand pencils and they didn't give us a sock. We actually got a dry eraser this year too.
yes.
So that was a big thing from the year before.
It wasn't a used sock, it was a new sock.
As well then.
Still. Sorry. Okay, and then let's see, since then we've had, I'll skip Kids Night Out real quick and we'll just do the other ones because they were, Kids Night Out's a little more recent. We had Bahama Bucks Night, who enjoyed that? Saw all of you there. Thank you so much.
Were
That
they
was super
expecting
fun.
that many people?
No.
We
They never
make
expect
sure
that
that
many
they know
people.
Neely has great turnout.
He said next time, he brought in extra employees and that next time he will absolutely
Yeah.
be prepared.
Like at
He had
6
no idea. He called
o'clock.
people in from home to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock he called people and he said that was the biggest turnout fundraiser
We
he
just
had
gotta
since
let
he's
these
owned
places know ahead of
that
time.
store.
I don't think they believe us. That's the problem. I think as much as we warn them, I don't think they're like, oh yeah.
Well, we probably have to give them examples. At Bahama Bucks, we had 400 people, 400 families show up, you know.
We've tried.
Their food trucks. They are willing to come and support the schools. The downside is, on a given night, on a Friday night, each truck can make $2,000 a night. So, what they suggested, some of them said was, okay, well, we can do 500 or 1,000. Whatever we make over that, we will get a percentage back. So we don't want to take away from their sales. That's their business, and we're not gonna push it to. and it's not an event where we're gonna push and make people, okay, make sure we get 1,000 so we can make money. So we kind of decided we'll go with the hot dog king cart. If people want it, people want it. If they want to bring their own food, they can. And the other option we talked about was, do we want to maybe do an order pre-made like sandwiches, do big pizzas from Costco and sell slices from Costco, or we also called Joe's Barbecue to do like box sandwiches, pre-box. So those are the other suggestions.
Oh,
If we wanted other,
Venezia's Pizza is very supportive of schools.
Which one?
Venezia's, and they make
Huge
huge.
one, yeah.
but they're expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
But they might give you a deal if they know that it's going to go toward a school or something, because I know that they support our school like crazy for our fall festival. They gave like 100 pizzas.
So I don't mind having somebody else, and I talked to the Hot Dog King owner, and he doesn't mind having another, you know, if we had another vendor or a food item there, that's fine. So I'm trying to figure out, do we want something else as an option, or do we want to kind of let parents, I've seen parents come and bring in their own boxes of pizza. It's supposed to be low key, not a lot of work for us to kind of provide a huge meal or anything, and we don't want to go and overbuy. So do we want a second option for
Why
food?
don't you offer a second option like pizza, if they order a whole pizza from Costco and see if Costco will cut you a deal, or, you know, just it's $13 or $15 for a whole Costco pizza, and
So we're
have
doing
it
a
and do it as a
fundraiser.
pre-order,
Yeah,
and then
but-
you can.
Tierney had hand up.
What, just thinking off the top of my head that I think something that'll sell really easily, that you could get the cheap little holders, nachos are super easy to do.
You can get them from.
And I also, you could buy like a big old can of the nacho cheese, like, you could pre-do the little cheese cup things and have that really ready to go. And then the other thing was, I heard that one school every Friday has like Kona Ice come to them, I think it was called. And I think that would sell even more. If you're doing, maybe you wanna think more the treat route.
That's what we're trying to decide. Do we go more the treat route, but it starts at 6 and it's gonna be dinner time and people are coming from work. So do we wanna give them option of having a meal versus a bunch of junk food?
Is it the only
Because-
picnic?
I
Or is
can
there another
I can
one?
report really quick.
So-
we just did another event where we had the nachos for 200 people, and it was like going to be about $200 to have enough nachos for like 200 or 300 people with a
And we
little
can get
cheese
everything from
thing.
Miss Teresa.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. We
Everything
can
can
order
come right
everything
from
through her.
right from the cafeteria.
I like the idea of nachos, but we're also doing a bake sale and we do other concessions. So it can be part of the concession thing, but I think we need to have a dinner
That's what I'm
option.
saying. Do we
Yeah.
want a dinner
Yeah.
option or do we want to
Yeah,
go all
I think
all
I
snacks?
think what we're hearing
Nachos
though is
meaning
the nachos are
with the
good.
beef, not just the cheese.
Oh.
So do you want another
Beef.
food option is what we're kind of trying to decide. Do you,
What about if there were like chips offered with the hot dogs?
okay, so what we're gonna
We
do
do
is
chips
that
and a
we're-
They do chips and a
he's
drink.
gonna
Okay.
do what he's done in the past is hot dogs, Polish sausage, and he also offered to do soft pretzels and chips. The only thing he will not sell is drinks because we've asked that PTO sell the drinks, because we'll be able to make money from that.
But they'll be available.
Yeah, they'll be available. We'll do the waters and the soda.
He will do nachos if he said he would do nachos in the past. So if that's something that you guys want to add as an option for him, I think he would do them.
How much does it cost for us to have him there?
Nothing. He
He
gives
just
us,
donates to us a
yeah,
percentage back.
he will just give us 20% back.
And he can feed that many people.
And then we don't have to purchase anything. We don't, I kind of give him an estimate. It hasn't been bad to where he came back and said, hey, I have all this extra food. It's never been
But
like that.
he'll use it
Yeah.
for all of
He'll
his
use it
stuff.
for other
So.
stuff, yeah.
We don't have a lot.
It sounds like if he offers 3 options, plus chips, plus a drink, I would think that that's enough. Plus a bake sale, plus possibly Kona
People still
Ice.
have the option of bringing their own.
The other
Will we
suggestion
consider-
that, and I'm only bringing it up because a lot
We've
of
had feedback
families have, the feedback has been, can we offer something else besides hot dogs? And so that's what I'm trying to.
So
We have a
It
lot of
sounded like
families
pizza
that
was-
can't eat hot dogs.
Yeah.
There's some that can't eat beef, there's some that can't eat pork.
Well, then why
Yeah.
can't, I mean, if the whole purpose of the fall picnic is really not to make
It's not to
money,
make
it's just
money.
for
It's
the
a
families hanging out,
community
so
event, a
could we
family.
just advertise the hot
Bring
dog guy's
your-
gonna be here and
And
otherwise
bring
bring
your
your own
food.
picnic?
Yeah.
And we have.
That's
And
what
It
just
was
trying to
just-
do.
take the load off you guys, I
Bring
mean,
your
Yeah.
own food.
I don't
Just
think
offer
you
more.
should
Have him
look
offer
any
more.
further.
think you should
Have
just
him
tell.
offer more, like,
I can
if
ask
you
them.
can. And if a parent wants to buy stuff, go for it. If not, bring your own food and.
Okay. And
You
that's
can
what I
just
kind of
hear
wanted
this
to
is
see.
the available options, and then otherwise, you know, you can bring your own food.
Yeah, and advertise with the options. I think you guys do that, right?
Yeah.
Usually put
Yes.
on the flyer what the,
Options are.
what he'll have,
Yes.
yeah.
I wanted to be able to
It's been
present
years,
other
yeah.
ideas because that was
It's been years
every
since
year
I've
we've
had
used him and
Yeah,
every year it
so
comes
it-
back
it's
so
2
we
years.
offer something else. And I tried the route food truck. It's just
Friday
it
nights.
doesn't.
Yeah.
They're
That they
willing.
moved that food
Yeah,
truck
they're
over
willing to
Friday.
benefit this y'all
Food truck court.
help and support the schools. It's just hard taking away money from them.
So when, I know the owner of Elmer's Tacos, we do a lot of work for them, and they've come out to some of our events. They're not in the food truck scene because they have a store, but it would be kind of a different option. So I could talk with her and see if they would be interested at all. I don't know that they do any like giving back, because we've always just said, oh, come set up whatever you make, you take. We don't ever charge for our
And
vendors.
that's not, yeah, and that's our event too, and we're not, it's not a big money maker, it's more of families getting
It's supposed
together
to
in the
be families
neighborhood, we
coming.
offer it to the neighborhoods to come and watch a movie out on the lawn.
We don't
That's
want
what it is.
anybody to feel obligated that they have to buy food. We want them to just come and hang out with each other, and that's really the point.
It's
About how
really a
many-
break-even event.
Yeah.
300 have come in the past.
I think with, you know, you mentioned the Kona Ice and stuff, for this, or she's been on it, but for this event, I don't think that would necessarily be a good thing, because I think it would take away from
Yeah,
the
concession.
I
bake
didn't know there was a bake
sale and
sale at
everything.
it.
If you want to
Yeah.
have something like that, then just get the fire and ice stuff from Miss Teresa and sell those.
Well, we have our own snow cone machine.
Well, okay.
So we can.
Yeah.
If you wanna stand there and make snow cones,
The
go.
year I ran, the last year we ran it, it was very, very cold, very
Yeah.
cold.
Like
So-
outside.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
cold that year.
Yes.
The year before that, it was hot and we had a bunch of mosquitoes. So it's been a hit or miss with the weather. So,
It is October.
so-
Well, and that's what I said, it's a matter of whether you wanna sit there and man it, or if you just wanna grab those fire and ice things and shuffle them out for 75 cents.
So I'll reach out to the owner, see if he offers some other things, and we've just usually had it very limited, but I will give him an option.
I
Just
think
kind of
he's
bring
good,
whatever, and
yeah.
I know he will, so. But we do have him slotted for that day. Now, the other thing is movie options. We came up with 3 ideas. They're not set, so if you have some ideas, let us know. Hocus Pocus, Mary Poppins, Sing seems to be a big favorite. Any other ideas on movies that is a good family movie that you want to bring up?
Wait, you're gonna advertise what the movie is so the
Yes.
parents know it's not,
Yes.
that it's not a
Correct,
G movie.
yeah.
What was your idea, Moana?
Moana's really popular.
That we can bring that up.
We can do that.
Or you can say that
I
for
think
next
Hocus
night out.
Pocus would be fun just because of the.
It's the Halloween, so that's why I picked something.
My kids have never seen Hocus Pocus.
It's an older
Oh
one.
my gosh, I
It's an
missed that you
older
said Hocus
movie.
Pocus. I completely revoke what I said. Hocus Pocus is amazing.
So I wanted to leave, that way we'll have the, like I said, the Facebook Live, people can kind of chime in, and then it sounds
So,
like.
Vote
Focus,
here.
focus, like,
Focus,
as
focus.
far as
Really,
like,
everyone?
everybody-
One movie?
One movie.
We can only
Oh,
do
yeah, we can only
One
do
movie.
it. So is there a movie
So-
like, as far as,
Okay,
Let's
who votes
focus.
Hocus Pocus?
I've never even seen it, but it's supposed to.
Oh, you got me.
4, 5, 6, 7.
I know what you're doing for the
Here,
next 2
Hocus
hours.
Pocus.
Okay, hold on though. How many for Mary Poppins?
None.
How
That's
many
one
for
of my
Sing?
favorite movies.
None.
Yeah.
we kind of just picked a couple
I've
old,
never
a couple new, people can throw in
We-
their ideas.
we tend to stay
Sing,
away
what
from the
we
really
knew was
popular
gonna be a
ones.
big hit, the kids love it, so,
We tried to pick something that you don't have to watch the plot too carefully.
yeah.
You has, because you, halfway through the kids are.
Do you think kindergartners would be okay with Hocus Pocus?
We don't know.
It's
That was, it's PG, but it's
Yes.
80s PG.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a kiss in it at the end. Like,
Okay.
Is there some?
oh my gosh, yeah.
I've never
my
seen
mom's
it.
talking about it.
Really good.
When she's
It's
Madonna.
It's okay, I mean.
And this
I don't
event
think
is
I
not
don't
a
see it.
drop
It's
off your
super
own
80s.
kid and leave event.
this is a parent
Just so
environment.
everybody knows, for those who have not been here, and I know we're gonna have people live streaming. So it's not a
Bring your
drop.
kids.
Bring your kids, you
Stay
stay
with
with
them.
your kids.
Yeah. You supervise your own
This is
children.
parent guide, PG means parental
It is,
guidance.
the cost is $5 a family, and what we've decided to do this year is, we're not gonna do paper order form to collect money. We're gonna do online, you can pay online or at the door, cause we've always accepted at the door, so there is no reason why you needed to hand in money in advance, because we're not gonna cap it. So if you wanna pay online, that's great, we'll mark you off as you come in, we'll have a check-in list for those who pay, or you can pay at the door, it's $5 a family, so you got 10 people or whatnot, it's $5 flat, come in.
What is the time of it?
and it won't go till 9 o'clock.
No,
If you
no,
start,
it
it'll be
won't.
right at 6 o'clock, cause most people
Yeah.
leave. And
So,
it's over.
as soon as it gets dark, hopefully by 6 o'clock,
I
is
think
when
it's
we'll.
5:30 to
Yeah.
8:30. Is
I've had to wait like 10-15 minutes last year, and Mr. Gift was the one who said, okay, we're good, we can start now. So, we'll run a free slideshow before with some of our
if you have
sponsors.
trivia questions and our sponsors.
And trivia questions, kind of entertain them for 15-20 minutes before
And
we
it
start
helps
the
you see
meeting.
where the screen is and where you're gonna sit, and make sure you can see it.
I will
You'll start
suggest
moving.
on the flyer and on our ad that we do low lawn chairs, and then make sure that, yeah.
Okay, all right, moving right along, we'll leave that open for people to continue to, make note of that. Really quick, we've got very little time left. Goals for the year, our goal was to do $1,000 per grade level, to be used for that grade level to determine, the teachers can submit those proposals to Mrs. Green on how that will be used. And the timeline for implementing it, that'll be up to the teachers and Mrs. Green to determine that.
What do
But
you
we'll
mean by
decide.
goals?
This is our goal for fundraising, for what we're gonna do with the money. We had decided, for years, the PTO had talked about doing, $1,000 per grade level to just give to the teachers to spend for.
In their classrooms, like supplies.
Yeah, in the classroom,
Whatever
sometimes
it
they use
is.
it for science, sometimes they use it for a variety of different things that they need or want. And so we were just going to offer it to them. I know it's been on the table for at least 4 years, and we're finally making that our.
Can I make a suggestion that you add in there as a department or special ed department?
It's fine.
And,
This is the first time this has ever happened.
That I
Giving
know
them
of.
money.
Yeah.
That I
Oh,
know
really?
of.
It's
bulk.
No,
It's
that
not
we
like they can use
discussed
it,
it,
put it in their
and
own
this
pocket.
No,
early
no.
in the
No.
year, and this early in the year is another project.
Probably should also,
We're not sure when,
ALP.
we.
Even the two of them need to be lumped as themselves, and you come up with a different dollar amount, or you attach them to 6th grade. But then you have more.
Cause it is.
Yeah, but you've got them doing other grades too. So.
Yeah.
So maybe 500 each ALP and.
Yeah.
How many special?
How many special?
You know, 2 people.
How many special?
Special teachers would you?
Are we talking
It's
about?
not just
groups?
us.
Well, in special ed, we have 2 teachers. We have a speech teacher, we have the ELL teacher that's identified that, and then I would include in there, Ms. Long, because she does, so there's 5 of
So,
them.
okay, so they would split the 1,000.
Mhm.
And so maybe we need another 400 to do that. Maybe we do
Resource
1,500 to include all of special ed and ALP.
Yeah.
But ALP though, like, they
And they're
go
not
multiple grade levels.
What?
We'll
Right,
talk
but
about it
not
later.
part of-
Because
Yeah.
ALP,
They lump
Okay.
it if they lump it.
Yeah, but if they lump it because they're also kind of included in 6th grade,
Yeah.
the grades, the number of classes that they have. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, here's, to add to that discussion, just so that you guys are aware, we were discussing the special funding to add to the $1,000 to PE, art, music, and library as
Yeah,
one lump,
specials.
so that they can have that.
Yeah.
So we can further discuss that and what would be needed to contribute to those additional ones.
We'll make sure that ALP
We'll
is
get
covered
to that.
some way.
We'll discuss that further, we're still
We'll get an
working on
equitable
earning that money to get to
allocation.
that point.
What happens
Yeah.
with the bag of candy?
All right.
And really, the intention is that thing that you've been wanting for your grade level, whether it's microscopes or maybe it's a subscription, something like that thing that those teachers have all collectively said, we really wish we could buy X. It's not the little drips and drab stuff, it's the big thing. So we wanna give you a lump sum, so you have money to buy that big thing. If it's a curriculum that you wanna use to supplement, if whatever it is, but think big, not little with it, and then run it from the screen, make sure she's on board with it.
And then going back to the ground cover under the drive-through, that mom who had brought that up.
Yeah.
Who she is.
Yeah.
Do you
I-
know? So we were just going to address that if she, whoever she is, still has a concern, or any parents who have a concern over that. I'd love to hear any suggestions that they might have.
What's the drive-through Ramada?
The drive-through where I told you you can drop your kid off and not have to get out of your car.
Yeah.
Best way to go. There's a Ramada out there, but where the concern is the kids sit just like they do for busing. They sit on the sidewalk, but that's asphalt out there in little rows.
Yeah.
And so the parents' concern was that
Burning the little butts? Yeah.
It's shaded, but it's dirty.
We
thought
do
about
like
maybe
a,
epoxy.
or a rollout mat, and
But then they
student
gonna roll
council
that
could go
out.
out and
No.
roll it out and
But
roll it
then
up.
Student council.
They
I'm
won't,
saying
they
no
won't
to
be
that
able
one.
to do it.
Yeah.
teachers have to take care of that.
So the suggestion at the last meeting was that if we put like AstroTurf out there, and then
That's
that way
really
it could be kind of like sitting in the grass, but it has to be.
AstroTurf is extremely hot.
Well,
Shaded.
We
But
even,
it's shaded.
we even thought maybe an epoxy that's like easy to clean up, that they could sit on, that's not too super dirty.
Why
and
can't they
kids
stand
Why don't
for
they
the
just
10,
stand?
15 minutes that they're there?
Because it's an hour. It's taking an hour to get that line gone.
What?
Is that
No,
what
it's
it
not.
is?
No, it does not.
No,
No,
it's not.
She
Well,
was
they
it's
did.
clear out by 3:42.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. It's pretty fast.
My only recommendation on the whole drop off and pickup is I would love to see the sidewalk wider, so I don't know if that's a call
That's
to,
a city.
to the city. And just because doors are opening as the kids are trying to walk by, and I actually refuse to drop my kid off unless I'm within 4 car lengths, because I do not want them getting hit by a car door. I know there's a, Mrs. Plum, I see you out there, there's another teacher, and they wave if you say, no, I'm not dropping them off. But I don't have to be the front one, but I would like to see that whole process somehow improved with, you know,
Well, and I
maybe we
don't-
get some parent volunteers out there opening doors, if we can.
Well, and I'm not doing that duty this year, but when I have, I've opened doors, and I normally do like 4 or 5 cars.
Yeah.
I get the kids going, but I
Yeah.
don't like, the little kiddos like to walk right on the edge.
Oh.
And so I always walk on the edge
I
and
know.
put them, push
Yes.
them, and I
Yes.
have them over there,
Yes.
because the cars are pulling up and the kids are
Yeah.
right here, so if a kid trips and falls.
I know, it
Yes,
scares
I
the
know.
crap out of me just driving along when there's a kid.
Well, so I'm always
on
trying to
that
get them
thing.
to.
Or
be
your
part of it.
mirror is gonna go whack and hit
So
the head.
the distance between the sidewalk and the ravine, that has to be there for the water runoff, the way from out the front this way, it has to go the angle of the property, so we can't bring the sidewalk closer to the fence. And at the rate that they're going with working on the street up there, imagine getting them to
I
widen
feel like
the
I've been
sidewalk.
driving through construction for years.
What if we even had like,
Pool decking it?
Well,
So it's
cool
not
decking's
decking,
hot.
But the cool decking.
It's
Oh, for
hot.
under the
It's
road,
hot.
yeah.
It's cool.
what if you did rocks along the side
Oh, what
of
if
the
they stay?
sidewalk? What if you had like a little gravel area?
What if we put cones out, just shifted hands closer to the center, and they just gave a buffer?
Yeah, instead of,
true.
that might work.
Yeah, what if we
So
started
you
like
put
the bike
cones
lane.
along the bike lane.
On the
Yes.
bike lane
And
there.
then stay outside the bike lane.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I would
do that.
I would
I would
think
sit
kids
on
are
their
getting
backpack.
out too, because they're falling.
And all the
because they're
cost
getting out because
cost
they're.
of cones.
The door,
There's no
car
s-
doors are low.
Yeah, the
and-
one,
Cost
there's
of
no
homes
space
is not
between.
that much.
I know.
I
that's what
could-
And you gotta.
I don't mean to be cynical, but they probably will walk away.
Well,
over time.
but you're only gonna put them there, you're,
But the
you're not
teacher
gonna
who's
leave
going
them
to
there
the
all
end
day.
puts them out and she collects them as she comes up in. Puts them on the-
You're gonna have to
We'll
get
talk
metal
later.
So
cones.
someone
Metal
complained that their child burned their butt.
Yes.
They're
Okay,
getting
not
their,
burning.
They're getting their
The
clothes
dirty,
dirty.
the dirty.
Oh.
Their clothes are getting dirty.
My children
they're
hate
hot.
fit about being so hot.
And they were hot with part of the.
I think it was just that time.
I'm like,
Okay.
here, if you look very cold.
Sorry, quickly, and then let's see,
Cool when I was a
the
kid.
drawing for the prize. Sorry.
Congratulations, Lisa Fuller.
Oh, she left.
She left?
You gotta be here to be present to win.
Okay,
Oh.
we'll get it to her.
So she's into the fall picnic for.
She gets a free fall picnic.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Now, did you want feedback on Kids Night Out, people to email you that to you? Or do
Please
you want
do.
to save
Email
that
us.
for
Or
the
did
next meeting?
anybody wanna, do we wanna go there?
Any quick hits on Kids Night Out?
Anybody have any comments, questions?
Oh, I do.
My comment would be that I know the food was late, but I have a kindergartner that was out on the playground, and when the little ones came in, they were so red in the face, they needed water.
There was water right
There was
there.
water right there.
No, well, I know I was in charge of guarding the water, but what I'm saying is the water was on the tables and the kids were told, don't drink the water, and then drink out of the fountain only, and they were out in the playground, and there's no water fountains out on the playground, so it was, by the time the kindergartners and the first graders came to eat, there were a lot of them that were like, we were like, here's water, drink water, because they were just flush.
Yeah.
So maybe next time
did
when you
not
do
pull
the
it
fall
out.
one,
Yeah.
have water
I'm so sorry.
out there, because
Yeah.
the drinking fountains out,
They're not on the playground.
they're,
not
they have to
that
come up
cold.
onto the
Mhm.
courtyard.
There's
And
one on the
all the
blacktop.
kids were being shooed constantly.
And
Go
they're
back to the
not that
playground, go
cold.
back to the, like.
There's one, it's on the basketball court, there's a drinking fountain
Okay.
there.
I just know they were really.
They
I-
were
and
hot.
there's a lot of kids that won't
I
drink
was
out of
told
the
they
cup
were
anymore.
very hot, and we went through a
Yeah.
lot of water, and I'd be more than happy to provide more water
Yes.
if that was
We
ever
even went
needed.
and bought extra water.
We
We
bought
bought
a
them.
set of it
Oh, yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But I agree, that's a good
I
point.
just,
that way.
I just thought
I'll
of
bring it
something,
In working with GCA and everything, did you know that if you go over and talk to Miss Barbie, she's the manager over at Sonic, Sonic does a lot of work with local schools, and they will, as long as you are selling the water, they will give you the cases of water to sell, free of charge. Yeah, so you might go
Something
talk
for
to
the fall,
Barbie
yeah.
and see if she'll do that for the fall picnic. And speaking of advertising, with this new marquee and all this other stuff, I know Jamie had put together a few years ago a protocol for, advertising. Can you guys somehow feed that out to us so that if I go and I ask somebody for a donation?
We have the letter she gave me.
Well, I know, but I mean, does
we
it
don't
say, okay, if I give you $5,000, what is that gonna get me? If I give you $100, what is that gonna get me? Is it just gonna get
It's
my name on the
online.
marquee? If I give you $5,000, do I get my banner? Do I get to hand out
There's
business
online.
cards?
Online,
Okay.
there,
It's
it's
online
all
right now.
online, it's all on the website, so if you're gonna
Under what?
donate $50, we'll put them on our
Donation.
website.
There's
If
a- it's
they-
under the
It's
donation
Neely
page.
PTO.
Yeah, I know, I meant on the
Now, as
website.
far as advertising on the marquee, we have to follow
Right.
district guidelines,
Yeah.
and that has not been published out yet, but we will be able to, like, if you wanna do an advertisement and let it ticker there for a week, you can donate so much money.
Yeah.
And as far as the district is concerned, we're not allowed to post advertisements around the school.
But you can on the
Why? I
marquee,
thought they
right?
voted that in July, in July they voted that they were allowing that.
What they voted on was that there's going to be specific things that the site can, so they're working out the details
Not
between.
necessarily, you mean like, not necessarily advertising, but if somebody were to donate a piece of equipment,
Mhm.
we can put up their business banner? Is that what see what I'm saying?
You're not allowed.
Uh-uh.
They're fine tuning that, because like, part of what the policy that they're writing is that, like, if somebody wanted to, make a donation and now we name this, the Amy Lane Library, cause she gave the $5,000, there would be a
Sounds good,
plaque
Jake.
in here.
Yeah.
So that's
So-
some of those details, but some of those details are
Yeah, 'cause
advertising on the marquee, and so that it's consistent, so I don't charge somebody $500
And
and
another
somebody else
school.
charges $5,000. So they're working out those,
Okay, cause I was
those
like, cause when
details.
they did leave that very open in June, when they voted on that, they left it just too open.
Cause I was on that committee, it's
Yeah.
very specific.
That's what I wanted
but,
to know, is
yeah.
if you had somewhere posted specifics as to
But
what they were gonna
they,
get.
on their
We can
advertising,
post on our
on their
website.
website is different.
Right.
Yeah.
We can,
Right, but that's what I'm saying
we're
is,
welcome
but-
to do that.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to, propose business letters to businesses saying?
Well, they do.
We have
They have
You,
those.
to put on the marquee, like if you.
No,
We
not
can't
for
put
the
on
marquee.
Not yet.
Marquee is-
Okay.
But they can be on our website.
Yeah, right now,
Our
we can put on
website
marquee
is
as birth dates for $10.
We can post it on our
I can
website.
charge whatever I want.
But
I
if
haven't-
a business wanted to have their name on,
Mhm. If they wanted to say,
are you
shop
advertising that?
at Decal Monkey,
Right.
there's a, and then put they give me their decal,
Yeah.
and then, but I
Sorry.
think they're working on like what that set price is.
Is there something that's going to start circulating to businesses that is
That would be
an
that would, and they're talking about having like a marketing person do that,
Oh, okay.
so that I'm not.
Yeah, you're not running
Right.
business like.
Right,
Right.
But
But it's an orthodontics
for the
company
PTO,
wanted to-
like we've had in the past, you have
Go
a
to the
letter
sponsors
drafted up.
page, the letter's on there.
Sponsors page.
The sponsors page, it has what the different sponsorship levels are.
Okay.
It's all there.
Yeah.
And if they wanna do something else.
So, my question is if I
they have
get,
input for kids. I know.
if I get, sorry,
Yeah,
if
I
I
don't wanna
get
get to marquee.
somebody, if I get somebody to donate pickleball equipment versus tennis equipment so that she can actually do her, thing over
PE.
there. Yeah, so that she can actually do something during that session of PE.
you can talk to Mrs.
That's what I
Smith
said,
about
they
that.
can, if I go to Big Five and I say, will you donate 5 full sets of nets and the equipment, the balls and everything, you know, will they be able to put up a banner, what will they be able to do? I mean, will we be able to thank them on the?
We can thank them on the marquee.
Our marquee,
We
yeah,
can thank them
things
on the
like that.
website.
And we can thank them on the website.
Okay,
Kids Night Out.
Please,
Yeah.
go on.
So, we love the fact that it raised a lot of money, but working it, we need to cap it or we need more people. It was too much. I had all of these little third graders, I didn't even know who they were, I didn't know if I even had the number of kids that I was supposed to have. So, it's stressful to do that, and it was just way too many kiddos with the amount of people that we had. What else do we have?
We did not expect more than 25, we got
Right.
100.
So we're saying cap it.
Maybe just cap it,
Yeah,
like,
cap it.
it might, it's,
Sold out.
because
We
it's a
told
catch
them.
22, you can't,
It was the
always
last
the
day.
issue's always been getting teachers here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's those of us that are here at every Kids Night Out, we're here, we do it for you.
100%.
And you can't get, you know, we can't, yep,
Yeah.
90%, 10%. But you're gonna have to cap it because a teacher having 40 kids is a lot for that night.
We felt
So
that too.
just
We
capping
totally
it at
agree.
some point,
Yeah.
I will speak, and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for Tierney, you don't have to cap 6th grade. Tierney
we'll
and I,
take 'em all, that's
well,
fine.
you don't have to, but maybe capping it kinder
But
through
you
5th.
know those kids.
But we
Right.
know them, and that's the other advantage, like, if 5th grade could get 5th grade kids, they know those kids.
Yeah.
But it's hard, because you
I think
can't
it
get
was-
all the teachers to come in and do it, like, we
Yeah.
get it, but maybe putting a cap.
And
somewhere-
also providing a roster
Yes,
to the teachers.
we used to get them.
Because
Okay.
even myself, one volunteer was like, I'm missing a kinder, and I'm like, count the, I'm like,
Like,
how many are we supposed to have?
we
even
used
have a
to
number
get
now.
rosters, like, we used to get a list of, these are all the kids that you're going to have this evening, and I would,
We can give that
Let's-
to you.
the kid
Well, I
wasn't
didn't
missing.
even know it, even in a roster, I didn't even know how many kids we were supposed to have.
Okay.
So, I
We'll get
didn't,
you a roster.
like, and I'm out on the playground, I don't know if that kid's a 2nd grader or 3rd grader, I know I'm in charge of 3rd grade, but I have no idea who's who. So,
These are
that
great
was,
suggestions.
that was something.
Did you guys have any high school volunteers?
we had, I would say,
Some
because
great
we-
ones.
this time they were absolutely.
I got it from
Whoever's got
GCA.
connected to GCA knows whoever the teacher is, they get the sentences. Who she sent, they were all incredible. They worked their tails off.
Even
Yeah.
after their papers were signed,
Even after the papers,
they
like,
were
they were
still
signed,
staying
and they were still
to
staying to
help.
make sure.
Yeah,
like,
cause
we
when
were
I
staying.
opened the door to go out, there were 5 of them walking back in.
Right.
I mean, they
were
helped carry
amazing.
water out to my car to make sure that everything was like
Yeah.
cleared out and taken care of.
They were phenomenal. This was like the fabulous group of kids.
Crafts
we
are
had.
too hard.
Yes,
With
I
the little kids,
made
these
note
are
of
too
that.
hard. We would rather them have paper and crayons and some stickers and let them be, because when you have 40 kids asking you to tie knots, it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? And so none of the crafts got done in 3rd grade, and you spent and I feel bad, you spent a lot of time.
That's
So those
okay.
crafts are just too hard for the kiddos.
Did you not get the coloring pages too? Who had the coloring pages? Hill was supposed to have all the coloring pages.
She
I
just
left
had the
them there.
crafts.
There were work pages for every grade.
So
We had
there's
them
some
all printed
communication
out.
we need to improve
Yes,
on.
we need to
So
get that
I would
taken
say
care
with
of.
the craft, go
Don't
see
even go
buying it,
crazy
like,
and
just give them paper and crayons and, they like those little
Don't even
little
do the
sticky
craft, like,
things that
don't
you
even
guys
give
had
them.
for the mobile, let them put them on their papers, you know what I
Like,
mean?
Making something, it's just
That's
too
what
much.
2nd grade did,
Yeah.
just so you know. That's exactly what 2nd grade did.
Stickers on a little book.
I know we just talked about this, about the water bottle issue.
Yes.
I just know there was so much, like, they
There was a lot
needed
of
water.
wasted water.
There was a lot of wasted
Cause
water.
they drank this much.
Right.
They would drink this much out of the whole thing, and it's always been an ongoing battle. I was thinking that maybe the littler kids could get those smaller bottles,
Yeah.
the little smaller bottles, and if they want a second one, you can give them one once
Older kids
that
give
was,
the bigger ones,
maybe the little one, you know what I mean, just because,
I
there
don't
was
know.
that parent, I don't know who she was.
I just wanted to make sure that they had enough water. I mean,
Yeah.
The thing
Maybe
about the
use a
little water
Sharpie.
bottles is they cost more than the big ones.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's the
So,
problem.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
but they spilled the big ones.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
so
And they were
I know
all
it's like
before.
cost wise, but if now it's, Sonic is getting them for free, maybe we can spend
Well,
money
with
on the little
Sonic,
ones.
you have to sell them. That's
Right,
all you do.
well, can't
Oh.
we say that we're
So that's for
selling
the
them with the
picnic.
price
Yeah.
of the thing? It's,
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, because technically we
it's
did
with
sell.
the cost of Kids Night Out.
I was like, technically we did sell.
Yeah.
so, and I used to run this event years and years ago, it was my thing. And you know that it is difficult to get teachers. The
Yes.
perk that we do for teachers is let their kids come free. If you want your teachers to help, you need to
I
let their
love
kids come
that.
free. And And Mr. Gift's kids should be coming free also because he doesn't need to be here. And so what I'm just saying is that we need to make sure that that's
Maybe let
advertised.
teachers know. Let teachers know,
Because
'cause
there's some teachers who said, I can't afford the $18 for my kid to go. But had I been able to have them come for free, I would have volunteered because I'm not gonna go stay for 5 hours after work and then pay a babysitter at home. You know, like, so I think just advertising that for your teachers, you would get
maybe
more.
letting us teachers and letting Mr. Gift know that we're for free. I mean,
Okay, so it brings to my mind a concern of, well then what if we get like 50 second graders and 20 or 10 third graders? Do we do a cap per grade
Yes.
level, or do we go on ahead
Or
and?
when I've done it in the past, sometimes I put my second and third graders together.
You
But
can
what
do
you do
that.
is you cap your group size. The other thing is maybe with the movie, like I liked it when the fourth and fifth graders were watching the
I
movie
did
on
too.
their own. Maybe we do smaller groups with the
Yeah.
movie.
That
I
was a
agree.
big negative. My son said I couldn't see half the movie because there were too many fourth graders in
crowded.
that room,
Yeah.
and he said I had to wait for 5 people to leave before I could even get on the floor.
And
if
that
you
was
did
gonna be my
smaller
thing, you
groups,
have to
there's
cap
no-
it, it was too crowded.
It was.
That was what my 5th grader said, it was too crowded, mommy, I didn't like it, and all I heard was complaints the whole time, and I said, do you not wanna go ever again? And she's like, no, I still wanna go, but it was like nonstop complaining for the 5-minute drive home.
Seriously thought,
Yeah.
like, the Friday before, we had like 150 kids.
Right.
Yeah. And Wednesday, we got 80 kids.
Right, and I don't know how you would cap it, if you would cap it by grade level, if you just
You
cap it
can't
per
do that.
total.
You can't cap by grade level because you're siblings.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, not that this is a complete excuse, we would definitely not have really wanted 300.
No,
that wasn't
I
a
remember
concern.
one year we had
But
300 and Heather, Miss Crandall,
We
sorry,
capped
was-
We capped
Yeah.
it at 4 o'clock, and we still had parents arguing with us that we capped it too early at 4 o'clock, and by then we were well over, and we wished we had capped it a lot
Yeah.
sooner during the day, and
Yeah.
we didn't. And we had paper forms and we had online forms,
Right.
so it's trying
They-
to get
and
that
you're-
together.
They understand the cap for Sweetheart Dance, they're gonna have to understand the cap for
They're
this.
gonna have
No,
to-
no, we don't
And-
need to.
Or they can
And
come
then
and
they can
work
get
it,
it in next
they can
time.
come and work it
Yeah.
and help you out.
The only other thing is on the
That's why we tried to have
checkout
more
is maybe put
parents.
the tables
Outside,
outside
we
on the
already-
checkout, cause
That was
Yep.
crazy.
that line was,
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
yes, and it was so crowded, and I get why you're doing it, trust me, I've worked the
Well,
checkout, so I know exactly why you're
And
doing
that
it.
have
goes
a-
to
we have a
her
different
point,
strategy
but that goes
to
to
get
her
out.
point too. The people, they were calling to say, send this person up, send this person up, didn't know who that person was. And they have 50
Well,
kids in a classroom.
Well,
and
they
they're
would
going,
just stop the
because-
movie and they
well,
would announce it.
I don't
Mrs.
know
Hill
who the
was doing a
man
good
was.
job.
Well, as I said, I don't know who the man was, but I'm standing in this long line, almost back by the office, and he comes out there and he says, anybody, S through Z, come with me. And there was like 20 of us, got behind him and followed him in, and then when he got in there, he gave some cards to whoever was at the table, and then he stopped doing it. And we're standing there, and then you took my kids' names, and then somebody else took my kids' names, and I stood at that table for 15 minutes. Until finally, somebody got my kids.
Is there a way, 'cause I think in the past, we've allowed the parents to go in, get their kid,
Yeah,
and then they
that's-
sign them out on the way out.
What
We
if
have a-
that
okay, so we
card-
have a
so
different
that
thing.
card, they keep that card with them and they hand it to the teacher as they're leaving.
Yes.
And that teacher counts how many heads are on that, they got
Yeah.
3 heads, you're good to go.
And
Yes.
matches their
Which
roster.
is how we've done that before. So we've thought about this a little bit.
We thought about
Tables
this.
outside,
We talked
we're gonna
about
hand you the card. It's gonna have the grade of the kid on there, so we're not asking you which grade it is. You're gonna walk down that line, we'll call if it's a 6th grader, we'll call the other, we're texting
Yeah.
the teachers in there and saying, send up
Make
Daniel,
sure they
send
have a
up
roster
Kayla.
and they know who they got.
Send up whoever on those things. You walk down the line, you claim the rest of your kids, you check out at the
And you just
south
hand that
door or
card
the
to them.
west door, you.
On their
Yes.
way
Yes.
out.
Well, on a
Yeah.
good note, you
Don't
guys
sign.
made a lot of money, so that was good.
Yeah.
We should end right
I
there. We should end right there on a positive.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
lot of
But I-
mixed up
yeah.
communications and you guys rolled with the punches and
I
made
came
it
back
work.
from my date
With-
to make it work and then went back out of my
Yeah.
date.
With 325 kids, you pulled it off, you made a lot of money. Most of the kids were
That's
happy
fun.
even if they were crowded. So, end on that good note that yes, while many things went wrong and you were frustrated as all heck for that time, you made it in the end.
There were only a few tears, mostly from me.
Yes.
Any other questions?